Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I am Damien Farr, and tonight we get to talk about Black Panther. I know what you're thinking, Damien, you're not looking at the other camera. Not yet, no. It's No Pants November. Well, it's going to be into December this time, because I messed up, so we got to do the always great thing that is taking off the pants. So, we took off the pants. Nike underwear again. I pretty much have the same pair of Nike underwear. I don't wear the same pair. I want to make that known. I don't wear the same pair of underwear every week. It's just, I have a system where there's one different pair of Nike underwear that's not black, that's gray, I wear on Sundays for some reason, I don't know why. And I wear black ones the rest of the week. And, well, they look the same, honestly. So, let's get out of this here and let's talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm not going to spoil much of the movie, but I do want to talk about something here after, once we get to the plot, we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth, but we're going to talk about the basic info of this movie, which is directed by Ryan Coogler, screenplay by Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole, story by Ryan Coogler. Pretty basic info, honestly. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is this cast. Once again, the ensemble is this movie. Honestly, I think the last movie, though we'll get into it in a little bit, I think there's two people that carried the last movie more than the ensemble. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But I think this ensemble carries the movie more this time, because there's not one main character that's carrying the movie, for lack of a better term. There's characters that carry the movie, yes. But I don't think they carry the full movie like these two other characters did in the other one. So, for some reason it went away. So, let's talk about the cast here. We got Letitia Wright as Shuri. We got Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, I think it's pronounced. Daniel Garcia is Okoye. Winston Duke is in Baku, my personal favorite character. It closed the app again for some reason, so we're just gonna open it back up. What is happening? Why does it keep closing stuff? We got Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams-Ironheart. Trick Herrera is Namor. Martin Freeman is Everett K. Ross. Angela Bassett is Ramonda. And I don't have her in here, but Julia Dreyfus, I think it's pronounced, from Seinfeld is in this. She's in here a little bit. I don't remember her character's name, but that's not important. So the reason I brought up the fact that I felt this movie was more of an ensemble than the last one. The last one did have an ensemble cast, but I felt two people carried it. That's Chadwick Boseman, and that's Michael B. Jordan. So, we're going to talk about that in just a second here. Plot-wise, the plot is really, it's time to replace King T'Challa because Chadwick Boseman's passing. They made it where it's about his passing in the movie as well. So, I like that aspect. The opening where it's him passing away from an undisclosed disease. I mean, let's just be honest. It's pretty much cancer is the idea. I mean, that's really all there is to say. Cancer is the thing that's the undisclosed disease. Also, I'm noticing this camera's kind of messed up, so let's waddle over there a little bit here. Move it just a hair over. I don't know what happened there. So, had to waddle because my pants are on my ankles right now. So, I think the best thing to point out is, don't get me wrong, I liked this movie. I think it's a good movie. I just think, honestly, they reference Chadwick Boseman's passing a little too much, in my opinion. The opening where they say he's gone, and then, the Marvel Studios intro, I liked it. But they kept doing it and just kept beating us over the head with it. And personally, I understand that they lost a friend, more than just a cast mate. And I get that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, pump the brakes a little bit. You're doing too much here, and I don't like it. I didn't like that. So, personally, I wanted to give this movie an FARR, but I think because of that, I have to give it a low FAR. So, I know what you're thinking, Damien, a low FAR? Yeah, low, like a 6. I'd give it a 6 if we're doing numbers. Or low 3. I mean, like a 3.25, I guess, in this case. So, the reason I brought up the replace King T'Challa, and the reason I brought that the ensemble. Once again, the last movie I think was carried by Chadwick and Michael B. Jordan. This one does not have Chadwick, but the ensemble steps up. This one does, spoiler alert, have Michael B. Jordan. I knew he was going to come back because he's been in every Ryan Coogler movie. I didn't know how, and I don't really want to spoil how he appears. It is a cool way to show him. Well, pretty much the thing is, other countries want vibranium. Everybody wants vibranium. Everybody wants to rule the world, and vibranium is the way to do it. Namor and not Atlantis introduced here. When I say not Atlantis, I feel like Atlantis is either copyright Disney, which seems weird that they wouldn't use it. I think it's copyright DC in superhero terms, though, because they have Atlantis for Aquaman. That's my thing here. That's what I'm assuming. Shuri does become the Black Panther, and then this is the biggest spoiler of the movie. I think all this is pretty predictable. Even the Michael B. Jordan reappearing, kind of predictable. But Nakia has a son with T'Challa. And she wasn't in Infinity War or Endgame. She was gone. And it's like, what happened to her? And she didn't show up till midway through this movie. And it makes sense why. Because she was protecting her son. And I know what you're thinking. Why wasn't she in Wakanda protecting her son? Well, she left Wakanda with her son because it made more sense because he didn't have the pressure of being at the throne. Which I get completely. You don't want him to be pressured. So, well, it seems, Shuri is the Black Panther. It seems M'Baku is the throne holder. But then, my bigger question is, after all this, other than the fact that they're still making a show, and I want to know what the show is going to be about, I hope it's M'Baku's leadership. Like, each episode is a new thing that he has to tackle in a way. Is he the Black Panther, then? Because the king is normally Black Panther. I got an itch here, sorry. Well, Shuri isn't the king, but she became the queen, and then became Black Panther, so is she then technically have to give up the ability to be Black Panther? And then M'Baku gets it? Or does she get to keep Black Panther and he gets to be the ruler? He is a warrior, so I think it makes more sense that he becomes Black Panther, but that's just me speculating. I think he'd be a better Black Panther. Not saying that there's anything against Shuri or... I can't pronounce names. Larita White? Right here? But I felt Nakia would have made more sense to be Black Panther, but she has a son, so I understand that she's not going to be Black Panther. And M'Baku was my second choice, and then Shuri. Well, M'Baku can technically be, but I don't know what the rules there are. So tell me in the comments below, who do you think is going to be Black Panther in the next Black Panther movie? Because let's be honest, they're at least making a third one. They are making a Wakanda TV show eventually too, so who knows what's going on with that. So I don't want to ramble on here too long. What did you think of Black Panther Wakanda Forever? I'm just disappointed they didn't wait for a fourth one to use that title of Forever. What did you think about Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.